There's so many things that define who we are as individuals, and one of them is simply just a DNA that determine the traits that we were born with. And although we should embrace who we are, there are still some things about our DNA that we would want to change. There's so many innovations that have been happening over the years that we are a lot more educated in finding ways to be proactive and defying our own DNA. And it could be something as small as wanting different colored eyes, and now there's contact lenses that are like every single color of the rainbow. Or something like when you're experiencing some hair loss, you can easily go on your phone or your computer and probably go on Amazon and find Rogaine products that help with hair regrowth with just a click of a button. Today, it's so much more accessible to find solutions. You don't have to pay a ton of money on a professional or get prescription from a doctor, because Rogaine products are over the counter. And just because something is hereditary doesn't mean that you actually have to wait until you have the problem before you fix it. Let's say you already start to see your hair getting thinner and you see your hairline receding just a little bit. Rogaine also has products that help with thinning hair. There's so many solutions to our problems that are easily accessible to us now, and with the internet, we are so powerful because we have access to so much useful information. We can also interact with other people with the same problems and educate each other in finding solutions to all the quirky things about our DNA. Me and my sister, that's diabetes, high blood pressure, heart problems, cholesterol problems, and I know that's like a laundry list of things. And I'm so glad to be partnering up with Rogaine with an opportunity to tell you our story and tell you a little bit about how we're defying our own DNA. So my sister and I started to get into health and fitness right after my grandfather passed away. Experienced a lot of health problems throughout his life. It wasn't just like him, it was also like a lot of people in our family on both sides. His passing kind of was like our final straw when we decided we wanted to be more proactive about our health. A lot of our family have like diabetes,
high blood pressure,
heart problems, cholesterol problems. Yeah. It wasn't also like hereditary, it was also like a cultural problem too.
I think a lot of the times, especially in Filipino culture, it's a little bit confusing growing up. We're taught to want to achieve like a slim, petite body, but then when we do want to achieve that body, our parents ridicule us, or our family ridicule us, like, why aren't we eating, or why aren't we participating in family activities, when family activities is basically eating.
Like, they'll tell you, oh, like, you're looking healthy.
Like a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, that you're getting heavier. But then when you're not eating or you're doing something about your weight, you're being disrespectful.
Freshman 15 or 20 pounds, I guess, in college, and then I decided I wanted to lose all that weight my junior year, so I did tons and tons of cardio, and then I was eating about 1,000 calories a day, which was very unhealthy.
That's not a lot.
It's not a lot of food. I was very, very skinny, and my parents praised that. And then when I started not liking the way I was feeling, very tired and just very hangry all the time, I started weightlifting a little bit in the gym by myself, and I started gaining muscle mass. And I remember Grandpa, when he was still alive, I remember him saying, hey, you're looking a little like bulky.
In our culture, we love to eat. That's like how we spend time with our family. Preparing food, it was very greasy. Like if you go to a Filipino restaurant, like any restaurant, you'll see like a ton of grease, like,
or you'll just see like a layer of like oil.
Our parents, our aunts and our uncles, we see them like taking all this medication and taking like so many pills a day just to prevent, you know, their health problems.
It's crazy.
and they don't eat that much food because they can't eat any of it. We just didn't want to get to where they are. It can't just be like going on diets and like going on 30-day fasts, doing these fad diets or workouts. It had to be a lifestyle change.
Yeah, it's always been yo-yo dieting where I would be super strict and then go back and binge eat and reward myself for good behavior. Essentially, for me, I needed to change. I needed to implement something that would last me forever.
We started doing CrossFit, and that was how we got into what we do now. We do a lot of Olympic weightlifting, and we train. She trains more than I do, but we train like probably 3 to 5 times a week.
Yeah,
2
2 to 4 hours a day.
I think the consistency and
it becomes almost a part of you.
Yeah,
that you don't know yourself outside of without it or outside.
It's not just like the fitness side of it either. We also had to change how we eat. We started preparing everything clean.
Not necessarily clean, but smarter.
Yeah.
I discovered flexible dieting and I saw it working really well on me. I was eating exactly what I wanted. I was still eating burgers. I was still eating tacos, burritos.
Yeah. Still eat everything.
Everything that I love, but in moderation, you know.
Right.
And I saw results right away. I was eating a certain amount of protein, fats, and carbs each day, and I was sticking consistent with it. Saw results right away, and we never feel like we're on a diet. Like, I love. Like when people ask me like, why do you weigh your food? I'm like, because I want to eat what I want to eat, you know?
Yeah, it's the only diet that's actually stuck with me to where I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
I told my sister, I was like, weigh every single thing that you put in your mouth. You know, that sounds so meticulous, but when you're in control of your nutrition, you don't have to worry about anything else. Workers telling me like, Ruth, how did your blood results go? I was like, I don't have to worry about that because I know I'm feeding and fueling my body the right way.
A lot of people may think that we're kind of crazy for doing all this stuff, and then also like, you know, weightlifting, and we're like tiny little Asian girls. We don't even regret it. Down the line, we're being proactive in defying, you know, what's in our DNA, what's hereditary, and we can even change our DNA and impose that on our children and generations to come to be able to, you know, still have fun and also, you know, be healthy.
Yeah.
And live healthy.
Yeah.